Welcome back to We Read Books, where we do spooky things, because this month is the spooky month. It's my favorite month. Speaking of spooky, I got married. Approved with the... Sorry about that. Look, there's a ring on my finger. Isn't that great? Life is majestic, and it keeps going on. And that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is, we're gonna go on the ghost train. A spooky hologram book by Wyllie and illustrated by Brian Lee. And I tip my hat to both of you, sirs, because I got a hat on now. That's new. And yeah, the big draw of this book is that there are indeed some quite frightening spooky holograms. But yeah, it's some kind of cool imaging process where they like shoot beams at an object and then it somehow replicates it in a way that you can kind of twist the book like that, and it looks like it's in 3D. So yes, this book was published in the very frightening year of 1992. What was going on in 1992? Go ahead and put it in there. Oh God. Scary. Headless Hector, the Grey Lady, and I, the Silver Skeleton. So this is from the perspective of the Silver Skeleton. That's pretty cool. First came to Ravenswick Castle 400 years ago. Haunting the castle was a lot of fun then. Many guests came to stay overnight, and Hector delighted in appearing at the foot of their bed, in full armor, with his head under his arm. Hector... Come on, man. Yeah, that's a little much. I mean, oh, God. Look at that lady. Oh, there's Hector. God, I really hope this works. I'm going to try to record these holograms, but just know the whole time it's just me sitting here with the book going like, ooh. This lady looks very scared, and rightfully so. Look at that guy. I love his, the detail on his knees. He's got, like, faces on both of his knees, and they're sort of different faces. One looks like it has teeth, the other one looks like it just has a devilish smile. And, at least he's greeting him with a smile, but, yeah, that is actually terrifying. And, we've got a black cat over there. We've got somebody dumping their, urine, presumably. It's like a bedpan just out the window. And, an old Dumbledore-looking man without a lot of teeth. And then there's just a lot of emptiness. There looks like there's some creepy guy walking around down there, though, in the castle courtyard. I wonder what his story is. He's probably just a guard or something. He probably doesn't like his job that much, but hey, it's just good to have a job these days. I mean, in this economy, 400 years ago. On moonlit nights, the Grey Lady liked to float through the garden 2 feet above the ground. Precisely 2 feet. 3 feet? It's too high. And I would grin through the window at any unsuspecting soul who had the misfortune to open the curtains. Oh, goodness me. Well, this guy, I'm loving the style, but he looks very unfortunate. I mean, there's even, like, faces, skulls coming out of his candelabras. So yes, I would class this man as an unfortunate soul. And, yeah. There, looking through us, through the mirror, is the terrifying Silver Skull. Silver Skeleton? Silver Skeleton. I remember I once stroked the cheek of a lady sitting at dinner, and she turned and slapped the face of the man sitting beside her. We laughed so hard, we nearly lived. Get it? Because nearly died is like the expression, but they're already dead because they're ghosts and stuff. Yes, we look like we have a very posh dinner happening here on this I guess moonlit night. I was gonna say moonlit, but it looks like the Grey Lady's just kind of in the other windows. That's pretty cool. There's like just straight up holes in the book. Yeah, I can see you. Yes, this looks very posh, very high society. I have no doubt that while these royals are eating this meal, there are hundreds of peasants starving in the streets. I love the choice of decor in this place, though. They got skulls everywhere, gargoyles, they got the creepy picture of some guy with a bird in his hand. Looking very devious. He's got a very good chin on that one there. And yeah, we've got the silver skeleton who's just sort of lingering, and yeah, he's pretty terrifying. He just sort of has his hands like this. Ah, ha ha ha! You slapped your husband, but it was I who should have been slapped. Looking back, I think we were too lively. It's good to reflect. Over the years, fewer and fewer people came to stay at Ravenswick Castle, until finally there was no one living there at all. The poor castle died of neglect. Even we ghosts couldn't bring it back to life. When the roof fell in, we had to admit we were out of the job. Oh, look at that. The whole place is crumbling. And we've got actually 2 holograms here to look at. Okay, fix my hat for some reason. I don't really know what they're going for with this one. It's sort of like he's looking in one direction, and then he, like, jumps and looks at you. I guess they're going for, like, the book form of a jump scare. Like, oh, look, he's looking at me. Oh, boy, I'm scared. And there's the gray lady. She doesn't really need to take the stairs. I don't really understand. Maybe the 2-foot thing was, like, actually the max that she could actually float off the ground, actually. For some time, we drifted around the country, looking for a place to haunt. We kept ourselves amused. Hector appeared out of nowhere to frighten a weary traveler. The Grey Lady played an invisible instrument at a costume ball. I haunted empty courtyards. You haunted empty courtyards. There's nobody there. There's nobody there to scare. I mean, isn't that what you're going for? You know, there's a lot of people in there. She looks like she's terrifying them with song. And then I have to point out, there's just like this couple in the side window there that's just kind of staring like, you seeing this? And yeah, that man looks so terrified he dropped his newfangled lantern. And I see why. Again, there's Hector. Oh, that's actually really neat. It looks like they added some kind of bush. There's like a bush overlay. God, I hope I can get this on camera, but he's like hiding in the shrubs. And they've overlaid on top of his hologram another hologram of like some just like foliage. That's a really cool effect. You know what? I'm gonna put the book down. I guess 2 thumbs up right there. Whatever that means. But after a few years, the novelty of new places wore off. A free spirit is a restless one. Deep. And we needed a home of our own. One evening as we drifted aimlessly about, the Grey Lady suddenly raised a ghostly hand. I mean, like, what other kind of hand is she gonna raise? I mean, like, she only got the one with the... Look, she said. An amusement park. Well, that's not really an amusement park, actually, but this looks like a traveling carnival. Amusement parks technically are like, you know, have roller coasters and like they're more stationary. They don't really move anywhere. Like, if we want to get into like a theme park, that's like a Six Flags or even like a Disney World. It's got like a theme going through the whole thing. I mean, it's an amusement park in a sense, but it's more like a carnival. And you know, I just had to correct you there. I've got a lot of hours in Planet Coaster and Roller Coaster Tycoon. Okay, I had to do that. We glided unseen between the sideshows. Hector and the Grey Lady whooshed and whirled in the bumper cars, while I did a disappearing act on the Ferris wheel. Cool. Do you really whoosh and whirl in a bumper car, though? I mean, you, like, bang and bonk in a bumper car. I'm not really thinking you whoosh and whirl. That's more like a roller coaster, again, or like a tilt-a-whirl. You do a little bit of whooshing, not so much whirling, or... Well, actually, I guess you do a lot of whirling in a tilt-a-whirl, because it's, like, the name of it. I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, this place does look like a lot of fun. This looks like a baller carnival. I don't really know why there's only, apparently, like 7 people here. I do see in the background, though, we've got what looks like the front of the book. A little bit of foreshadowing, perhaps. But best of all, I saw a huge, brightly lit sign. Ghost Train. That's a cool name for a ride. It's simple, straightforward, to the point, and kind of spooky, you know? I don't believe it, said the Grey Lady. A train especially for ghosts, said Hector. Let's take a ride, I said. Without paying for a ticket? You guys just gonna hop on like that? Man. Small businesses support small businesses. Oh yeah. Oh, this is what we came for. Lots of spookiness indeed. A few children got on as well, and the train clanked into a dark tunnel. We rumbled past a luminous cardboard skeleton jiggling up and down. A piece of cloth painted to look like a ghost brushed our faces, and somewhere came the sound of scratchy music. Nobody was frightened. Come on. I would be a little scared. Hector, the gray lady, and me least of all. When the train came out of the tunnel, some children even asked for their money back. The audacity! This is terrible, said the man at the ticket booth. We'll have to close down. Really? Look at this ride. I mean, sure, the people don't really look that terrified. They look a little concerned. But Hector looks terrified beyond reason. I mean, look at him. And I love the detail here of, like, these cut-out, like, dragon and cat, ghost, and a pumpkin. The witch looks awesome, too. And she's, like, lowering a little lizard in there. Again, I love the detail on this so much. And look up and around. There's, like, tons of stuff. You know what? Kids these days. Kids these days! That's all I got. I don't even really know what's supposed to follow that. I just know that people say that. And there's the gray lady again. Very spooky. Though, honestly, she does not look afraid at all. She looks just passive, I guess would be how I'd say it. Maybe content. Maybe content. I'm not really good with those kinds of words. Oh my god. Alright, this looks like the payoff. He is a big boy. That is looking right at me. I don't know if I can pick that up. I hope so, but... Whew! Spooky. Hector, the gray lady, and I spirited ourselves into the tunnel and waited for the next train. As it turned the first corner, there I was, as a rattling, groaning skeleton. Help! Squealed the children. That wasn't really a squeal. I'll try again. Help! I guess that'll do. It'll have to do. Hector was waiting at the next turn, dressed in full, changing armor, tap dancing and juggling his head. Now that would be a sight to see, am I right? Ah! The children shrieked. See, I did it on the first try that time. I am learning. I am being a good boy. Before they could recover, the gray lady materialized suddenly, waving her claw-like talons. Ooh, look at that. She's got claw-like talons. She's been hiding that this whole time. Come on, gray lady. It's almost the end of the book, and you're just going to whip that stuff out right now? And yes, he looks like he's juggling his head. Hector there. Very terrifying. The kids look just scared beyond reason, really. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. This ride looks awesome. They got, like, looping tracks and stuff. Oh, my God. Where is this place? And then we've got the skeleton there. Just high detail. Turning and waving at these kids. It's spooky. This is a good book. When the train came out of the tunnel, the children were as white as chalk, and they were still screaming. They were insane! They were driven literally mad by this ride. Those poor children, and I hope they got their money's worth. Then they lined up for another ride. Okay, I guess it's not that bad. Very soon, a crowd gathered, and a long line formed for a ride on the ghost train. Headless Hector, the gray lady, and I had found a home at last. Ah, isn't that sweet and a little terrifying? It's actually a haunted ride. You don't get those every day. Whoever runs this ride, I hope they know how lucky they are. Of course, it doesn't look like anybody's really even charging tickets here. It looks like you just kind of walk onto the ride. It looks very disorderly. Come on. Again, Planet Coaster, Roller Coaster Tycoon, you gotta have proper queue lines. You gotta have the ticket guy there. Otherwise, you're not gonna make any money. You're not gonna be able to afford the advertising campaign. You're not gonna be able to build that big roller coaster. It's gonna be a mess. And it's gonna be very scary to be having a bad theme park. That's an okay ending, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, it's a good book. A little spooky. Well, that's going to do it for us today, friends. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this in the future. As always, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at wereedbooks, or check us out online at wereedbooks.com, because it's our website. It's kind of fancy. But yes, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching, friends, and I do hope that you will join me the next time we read something together. Ta-ta.